A question sent in once again, as always, Hillary, from our fair-minded and equitable friends in your organisation, your association, your company, your trade union. Has groupthink, group thinking now taken priority so that critical thinking has been set aside?
Nigel.cecil, calling things out.
Hello, Chakabatis. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Nigel.cecil, along with my very good friend Hillary, and together we endeavour to reflect on your behalf, our fair-minded and equitable friends, your comments, views, observations and questions sent in to us. And this question arises from the fact that equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety, entertainers and other creatives across the United Kingdom yesterday completed their annual conference in the city of Derry, Londonderry in Northern Ireland. So all the representatives will be wending their way home, all the many hundreds of miles to get back home. And a claim to them because whether you agree with their views or not, they've dedicated their time, their valuable time, to go all that way to Londonderry to greet their friends in Northern Ireland and campaign for the arts in Northern Ireland. Time that they don't get paid for, and they've been elected to go, even though some of you will say, only by a very small minority within the union, which brings us to group thinking. Let's just think about group thinking. If you all come together and you're all singing from the same hymn sheet and you don't really allow any other hymns, does it mean that group thinking is setting aside critical thinking and the grassroots members are being ignored or set aside, cancelled? Let's just think about it. It applies to the Labour Party. I mean, Keir Starmer, the accusations now, well, they're out of touch with the grassroots. The Tory party, without any hesitation, 14 years, becoming more and more out of touch with their core voters, the grassroots, because group thinking took over. Some of you have actually said, what about the Reform Party? Reform is Nigel Farage's group thinking taking over there, where those who are joining the grassroots don't feel as though they're being involved. Now, of course, that's what happens when you have an ideologically driven agenda. Well, of course, you have group thinking. And that's why eventually all those who take part in group thinking, well, whenever it happens, you see the end, the demise of that organisation as either another group takes over or others just walk away. Group thinking, what is it? It's, well, a psychological phenomenon where a group prioritises harmony and conformity over critical evaluation, leading to flawed decision-making. And the problem is they won't even know it's flawed decision-making because they're all singing from the same hymn sheet. This occurs, and has it occurred at the Equity Conference? This occurs when individuals suppress their dissenting opinions and conform to a perceived consensus, even if they actually disagree with that decision. The result is often a lack of creativity in a trade union like Equity, and a failure to consider alternatives and a blind spot to potential negative outcomes. So ask yourself, is that happening within Equity? Because really, you can't complain about it, because if you, the members in any organisation, don't vote, then what you get and what you don't get is because you haven't voted. I mean, one of the things we say when it comes, look at the Equity Conference. It's all the usual topics. We're not, again, being negative about those topics, but should there not be a broader agenda? It's all about diversity, equity, equality, inclusivity. And of course, when that comes to that, we actually think those words are the correct words, but in the wrong order. Surely it should be inclusivity first, then diversity, then equity. Acclaim our inclusivity, celebrate our diversity, welcoming all in equity. Because if all you primarily focus on is diversity and the minorities, you become more and more segregated, more drifted apart. Anyway, come on, I'd better get off my high horse, hadn't I, Hillary? And just say, when it comes then to critical thinking, conformity, is that good? And should in an organisation everyone ensure that the grassroots are represented from the grassroots upwards? Set aside group thinking. Okay, have little groups that come together to discuss ideas so we can all come together in a big forum and discuss them. But does the Equity Conference provide a big forum for all the members? Or is it a big, expensive forum for a get-together of handshaking groupthink? We'll leave that one with you. We've got some other things. What's that Pandora's box popping up in the video again for, Hillary? But anyway, well done to all those who took place and met their friends in Northern Ireland. Not been to Northern Ireland for ages. Always had a wonderful time there. But what about this beer? What about this beer they promoted? Yes, I mean, come on, of course. There are some wonderful sayings in Northern Ireland about, how we all socialise. But anyway, that's another story. Wonderful times in Northern Ireland. So that comes now to conformity, group thinking, groupthink. What do you think? What do you think in relation to your organisation and to equity? And of course, get in touch with your thoughts. And until the next time, good art, good work in showbiz. Don't forget to keep your fingers crossed. Professional solidarity, comrades, together. Please hit the subscribe button and join us again, because together every viewer helps. Thank you. If you're not already a member, join Equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety entertainers and other creatives across the United Kingdom.